Hi, Pastor Steve here. I want to thank you for listening today, and I want to encourage you because I know that God will truly bless you as you study His Word. So hey, let's get started.
Hello, church family. Matt here with today's devotional. We've been looking at the parables of Jesus, and we've been looking at how He teaches through metaphor and story, taking common items and using them to convey profound and deep, impactful thoughts for us. We've also been looking at how we can find ourselves in these stories, and today we get to look at Jesus' greatest sermon, the Sermon on the Mount, and see what He has for us. So if you have a Bible, open it up to Matthew chapter 5. We're going to be reading a short section, verses 14 and 16. Here Jesus says, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden, nor do a people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven." In verse 14, Jesus says, "You are the light of the world." And He uses a specific word, to drive home just how exclusive that is for His followers. The is a term that we use to change things from inclusive to exclusive. I could say that I love my wife. She's the love of my life. She would not be happy if I said she was a love of my life. That would show her that she's one amongst many. But using the illustrates an exclusivity. And Jesus uses the same things for His followers. And so what does it mean to be a light? What does a light do? A light illuminates darkness. Light shines into dark places and allows us to see them. And so for Christians, we are to be a light in a dark world. If anyone's ever seen the TV show Scooby Doo, there's a great segment that I remember from my childhood. Shaggy and Scooby are running from a monster in this house. And the monster is chasing them, and the two of them run into a room, and they close the door, and they kill the lights, and it's dark. The scene is followed by a lot of banging and clanging around, and a struggle in the background. And then Shaggy makes his way over to the lights and flips them on. And as the camera pans over, you see Scooby, arms and legs wrapped around the monster, the very thing that he was trying to run from. What a great metaphor for life Scooby Doo is. Imagine for a moment that you're in a dark place, that you're in a dark time, that you're wandering around uncertain of what's going to happen, and you're looking for anything to grab a hold of, anything that feels real or tangible, anything that could provide some security. And this is the picture of the world. And if we as Christians could be the people that shine a light into the darkness, if we as Christians could shine the light of Jesus into dark spaces, people would see that the very things they're grabbing hold of, the very things that they're clinging to, are the very things that are destroying them. And so we live our lives as the light of Christ. We are a light in a dark place. And if we could flip the lights on for people, they would see that the things that they have placed their security and their confidence in are really the things that are tearing them down. But do we view ourselves as this each and every day, as vessels of the light of Christ to the world? Do we intentionally have that type of mindset? It's a challenging thing for us to do. He continues, "A city set on a hill cannot be hidden, nor do people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on its stand, and it gives light to all in the house." I remember one time Lexi and I were driving from Cleveland, Ohio to Kansas City for a wedding. So we got off work at like 5 p.m. and head off. We get caught in Columbus in standstill traffic for like 2 hours. And so our 12-hour drive has turned into a 14-hour drive. We're driving along in the middle of the night, in the middle of nowhere, Illinois. It's dark. I look at my little gas gauge, and I see that I have about 30 miles of gas left in my car. Okay, when we get to the next exit, I'm going to stop and get gas. So I watch the gas gauge tick down to 25 and to 20 and to 15. Now I know that everything is going to be fine. I have no concerns whatsoever. Lexi was very concerned. She was concerned that we were going to run out of gas. But I was fine. I was cool and calm and collected. And I watched it drop down to 10 and to 5. And it is pitch black. And we're just out in the middle of nowhere. The highway just running through cornfields. And we kind of go a curve and down a valley and come up, and I see it. I see in the distance a glow. I see lights on the hill. And as we take the next crest, I see those beautiful golden arches in the distance. And I knew that everything was going to be all right. I knew there was going to be a gas station there and we could get gas. And I saw that light in the distance, and it gave me hope that we weren't going to run out and be stranded in the middle of nowhere. And this is what we are to be as Christians. In a dark and scary world, we are the city on the hill. We are the light in the distance that inspires hope. We are the light that brings people to confidence. Jesus' point here is that light by its very nature is meant to be seen, and it's meant to reveal something. And if you are a Christian, you are the light of the world. It's your responsibility to shine that light, to reveal Christ to people. So why are we the light of the world? Well, we hold the truth. We hold the answers to the tough questions. Why am I here? Where am I going? Where did I come from? Why do I suffer? Why is this world such a mess? Do I have a purpose? Have you ever seen someone's face when they figure something out that they've been trying to figure out for a while? It's like a light bulb turns on in their heads, right? They have a look of excitement and a look of confidence, a look that we Christians ought to have in our day-to-day life. No matter what happens, we have Christ's light. There's all kinds of things going on in the world. There's all kinds of struggles. There's all kinds of hurts. We could be filled with fear because there are organizations like ISIS out there wreaking destruction and havoc. There's genocide taking place. There's sex slavery and trafficking all around us. Poverty, racism, all kinds of things. There's a pandemic spreading all over the world. But the Christian has a confidence because we know the truth. And we shine that light by living out that confidence each and every day. According to John's gospel, our world is a mess because our world doesn't know who God is. But at the heart of John's beautiful, inspired book is an incredibly simple but powerful truth. Jesus reveals God to us. And when Jesus reveals God to us, we live an illuminated life, and it is now our task to illuminate others. This is the plan. Whether you're looking in the Great Commission, that our call is to make disciples who love and follow Jesus Christ, or whether we're looking at Acts 1 where Jesus tells his disciples that they will receive power and they will be his witnesses, whether we're looking at 2 Corinthians 5 where Paul tells us that we are Christ's ambassadors, we are his representatives. This is God's plan for us to shine the light of Jesus to others, not to sit on a table covered up. And so you have a responsibility to bring an illumination to the darkness. And so how do we do this in the world around us? How do we do this in the middle of a pandemic? How do we find ourselves in this story? And there's a lot we could say here, but Jesus gives us one suggestion in verse 16. He says, "In the same way, let your light shine before others so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven." So how do we shine? How do we turn the light bulb on? It's good works. It's what we do. There's a qualifier on these works, though. It's that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven. It is the responsibility of the Christian to ensure that it is God who receives the glory for all that we do. Matthew 6:1, "Beware of practicing your righteousness before other people in order to be seen by them, for then you will have no reward from your Father who is in heaven." You see, once again, it's our motivation that is key. We must do good works for the glory of God, not for ourselves. So we shine by doing good works, and the key is making sure that God gets all the credit and the glory, not ourselves. But this isn't always easy. But it is essential. And so I have a challenge for us this week. Challenge, I would like for everyone to do something good for someone each day this week, and to make sure that a person knows it is because of God, that it is from Jesus. Each day we could find something to do, and we might think during quarantine this is going to be very challenging. Find an opportunity. We could write a note to someone, a note of encouragement. Sharing the love of God or the love of Jesus with them. We could call someone and check in. We could just tell someone that we care. We could listen. We could send a package or a care package, or have something delivered to somebody's house. We could share the hope that we have to people that we see are struggling around us. We could share the confidence that we have through this time with people that we see. We could serve someone that's in our house with us right now. Find a way to serve someone that we're quarantined with. Get creative. Think outside of the box. Find ways to serve someone, to do something good in the name of Jesus this week. And find yourself in that story as a light in the world, as a light in the dark place. God's good works are God's activity through us. Let's get to work.
Thanks again for listening today. We'd love to hear from you. If you'd like more information about our church, or if you just want to share what God's been doing in your life, drop us a line. Give us a call. Again, may God bless you.